Congratulations to the Samaritan Counseling Center on this very special anniversary. I bring greetings from myself, Terry Fisher, and my co-founder, Judy Hormell, who now lives in California. Our dream of opening a center where everyone was welcome, where everybody could be treated well and listened to in a counseling setting came true. And it's still a wonderful, wonderful place to welcome the community when they have needs or special conversations that they need to have help with. I'm so happy to be celebrating on this anniversary and hope that you will visit the center next time that you're in downtown Honolulu. Thank you so much.
Mental health is important to me because I feel that the society has fallen down drastically in the last 40, 50 years when they closed mental health hospitals and turned people out on the street. That a serious illness was not being addressed by the healthcare system. And I've felt this way for a long time.
Mental health affects all parts of our life. It affects our relationships. It reflects our relationships with our family, with our friends, with our coworkers. It also affects our ability to handle stress. I learned about Samaritan Counseling Center Hawai'i from my coworker, Helena, who about 10 years ago was calling all around the island for services for a patient who was depressed and had had a suicide attempt. Samaritan Counseling Center Hawai'i has provided access to care for many of our patients. Our patients come from, like I've said, all over the world, and most of them do not have health insurance.
In the course of maybe 8 or 9 years, I became aware of it and really got firsthand look at how good the counselors were and that they help people at the domestic violence shelter who could not pay. So for me, those were two huge things. Once I became familiar with how the center operated and who was there, I became very interested in it on a more personal level in terms of being able to volunteer some time. That's when I met Jolene Jarrell and Father Larry, who were two of the people who started the center back in the late 1980s. It was very interesting to me, having attended the Catholic Church earlier on in my life, that a Catholic priest was involved in a non-denominational activity and was one of the founders of it. So that immediately attracted me. I became very familiar with Jolene Jarrell, who was the president of the board at the time, and did different projects with her and around her. And one of the things that just amazed me about her was her drive, her energy, and her total commitment to non-denominational activities.
Because I've been with the center on and off for much of 27 years. And I was the director of a small Samaritan Counseling Center in St. Joe, Missouri. Jim Laurie, who was one of the vice presidents of the Samaritan Institute, knew that I was interested in moving to another center and told me about an opportunity in Hawaii and felt like I might be a good fit.
The reason that mental health is important to me personally is that I think that all of us, sometimes when we think about mental health, we think about the seriously mentally ill, who of course are an important population, but the truth of the matter is that we all suffer losses. Many of us have had some trauma in our lives. Many of us just have rough spots in our life where we need support. I know that all of those things have been true for me. And so it was really through Phyllis that I came to appreciate the work of the center and its commitment both to quality services and to making services accessible. Beginning, there's been a commitment to ensuring that no one was turned away from services for lack of ability to pay. And I'm a social worker, and so those things really resonate with me.
For me personally, by the time I got to 50 years old, I was able to be able to be, I don't know what you want to call it, mature enough to find help when I needed it, and and use my faith tradition to help me through those challenging times. The former bishop, Yoshiaki Fujitani, who has always been, from our tradition, very oriented in doing interfaith work and being the face and the voice of the Honganji while he was the bishop, as well as after he had retired from that position. And so he had asked me to become part of the Samaritan board. But here in Hawaii, we were able to have Catholics as well as all the Protestant denominations, and we had a Buddhist counselor as well. And so that really drew me to it. And that was, a lot of that came from Bishop Fujitani's vision about how we would be able to help the Samaritan Center.
Mental health is important to me personally because, first of all, I run a 26-year-old business. I have over 112 people that rely on me for their livelihood, and I have to be that role model for them. But I also have to be able to take care of other human beings, and I can't take care of other human beings if I'm not taking care of myself physically and mentally and emotionally. Just as much as we have to take care of our physical health, being healthy, living long, staying strong, the mental health is what really, that's everything to me. It's what keeps the smile on my face, what keeps me going through and shrugging through my business every day, working and going. If that wasn't strong, I don't know how I could keep doing this every day. And I was looking for opportunities to give back to the community because I had that time and I wanted to see what was out there. And the Samaritan Counseling Center for Hawai'i, I came across, and it was at a perfect time because prior to that, it was in 2020, 2 years prior, my real father committed suicide. And I was also struggling with why did he do it? And what was wrong with his mental health? What was going on in his head? And it just was a really direct connection. And I felt like I could be a part of that community to help people because I also my dad was struggling. And many people didn't know that, and they couldn't help him because they didn't know. So I just thought maybe I could be a part of something to help more people.
So I first learned about Samaritan Counseling Center Hawaii through a professor at Chaminade, where I was working on my master's. And the concept of spiritually integrated psychotherapy really appealed to me as a person. The idea of bringing someone's spiritual life into therapy was really important to me, and that was what drew me. As a young child, I'd have to say yes, I was very interested in how people think and why they think and why they feel the way they feel. So I think I've seen therapy, psychotherapy, described as a craft where it's part of who you are, maybe one of your gifts, but also where it meets science. So that to me is like what really makes a great therapist, right? Is someone who does this work from a craft standpoint, right? They're integrating who they are with the spiritual, the physical, the educational piece, all those components.
When I entered into the area of pastoral counseling, we knew that 40% of all people who needed mental health services first turned to their clergy. And studies even after that suggested maybe it was a higher percentage. Almost all of my clients talk about the way that the relationship is focused on, that I'm not after data information, that I'm present with them. And that seems to be the positive impact on working with their mental health issues.
But then I started talking with clients, and some of them would share their stories with me. I spoke with one person who said that they felt like they were in a hole. They didn't have anyone to turn to. I spoke with other clients who said that they had a hard time finding a counselor. One of them even cried when she learned that she could see a counselor through the center. So those clients are what really fuel my passion for mental health and for the center.
We have been very fortunate to receive a lot of counseling from Samaritan Counseling Center Hawai'i, and these counselors have helped our patients with increasing their coping skills, with increasing their self-esteem and confidence. One of our patients was dealing with family problems and significant loss. And Samaritan Counseling Center Hawai'i has helped them to manage their situations to a point where they were able to complete treatment successfully and return home.
Aloha, I'm Kumi MacDonald, Executive Director of NAMI Hawaii. We want to congratulate Samaritan Counseling Center for 35 years of great work in the community. Through our partnership, we were able to help so many people through our free workshops. And we want to send you blessings for many, many more years of great service in the community. Mahalo.
Happy 35th anniversary from Pacific Health Ministries!
From First United Methodist Church of Honolulu to Samaritan Counseling Center Hawai'i.
Congratulations for 35 years of community service.
Congratulations on the 35th year of service to people in our community. You have provided them with hope and comfort and a type of wellness that may have otherwise been difficult to receive. As one of the early members of the Board of Directors of Samaritan Counseling Center of Hawai'i, I am very pleased, even take great joy in seeing what you have done and what you continue to do as the center has weathered a number of challenges, has come through and grows and continues to serve the community. All this is moved by a spirit that is meant to bring health to our friends, our families, our fellow citizens. So thank you very much.
With compassion, love, and understanding, Samaritan Counseling Center Hawai'i.